Hey Deckers, it's Gollum release day, and we were lucky enough to get our hands on the early build of this, so we got this ready for you for release time. Huge thanks to Reannaisance PR for the key for this one. Now, this is an extremely interesting game. If you are into the Lord of the Rings genre and lore, then you will probably love this. If you are looking for a stunning game to keep you entertained, then well, I'll be very interested to hear your opinions. On Steam Deck, this is working out of the box with the standard Proton, and it does work and look very good at the right settings. However, out of the box, this performs like absolute rubbish. There's also a major issue with the cutscenes. If you are using the standard 1GB UMA buffer, which is the standard, then the cutscenes seem to plummet down to 17 or even 10 frames per second a lot of the time, and it's really hard to watch. And this only seems to happen during the cutscenes, but if you up the UMA to 4GB, then it does seem to hold around 30 and you don't get that massive drop. Not quite sure why this is, but if you're not sure how to change that, I'll leave a guide in the description below as part of the free performance boosts. Now, Gollum does have many moral dilemmas, as he is split personality between Gollum and Smeagol, and when these dilemmas come up, there is quite a cool little interaction here, and the graphics are just absolutely stunning on this game. It's really a shame that we can't get a bit more out of it, but hopefully we'll get a performance day 1 patch, and we will keep an eye on further updates for patches on this as well. But the moral dilemmas are pretty much the highlight of this game. There's not a lot else going on. You just seem to spend a lot of time running around and fetching things, or running away from things, or running and chasing things, but always hiding. Although there was a bit of strangulation near the beginning of that, it does seem to be very few and far between, and it does feel more like a visual novel than an actual game. Settings wise, this does have some severe optimization issues. If you turn FSR off, well, you're going to be around the 20 frames per second mark, even on the absolute lowest settings. So you do want to have FSR2 on quality, and to get the most out of this, we found actually to get rid of a load of the flicker and some of the horrible effects on the lowest anti-aliasing. If you actually put anti-aliasing to high, as well as texture quality, and leave everything else on low, then this does actually look quite good. And if we put that FSR2 back on, we do hold over 30 frames per second all of the time. Very minor dips occasionally, but our best settings are definitely the low preset, high anti-aliasing, high texture quality, and quality AMD Fidelity FX. This will get you the most out of this, with one other tweak. Now, a word of warning on the settings: do not turn texture streaming off. If you turn texture streaming off, it pretty much crashes the game, and it will run at 0 frames per second when you start back up again, until you go back to the main menu or restart your game to the main menu and change that setting back on. So make sure you have texture streaming on. The last point is we do recommend that you cap this at 30 frames per second, but keep the 60 Hz mode, and this will give you the best performance. It will keep you a very steady frame rate at 30 the whole way through, and you will also get that wattage down under 20, giving you a good 2 hours battery life on this. Whereas as you saw with the other settings, anything else will get you a constant 29 watt power draw, which means you're going to only be lasting an hour to an hour and 20 at the absolute max, and you're not really gaining a lot extra for it. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.